Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dimlits, where we are not the brightest bulbs with the box. This is a podcast where we talk about Pixar movies because we're a bunch of 20 or 30-something white guys. But this week we have a guest with us again. Welcome back, Aleta.
Hello.
She joined us for the Coco episode for perspective, and now she joins us again for also perspective for a different reason. Because, Aleta, you were once a 13-year-old girl.
Unfortunately, yes.
So Aleta brings a whole new viewpoint to Turning Red that me, Dickey, and Jake don't have.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, but we'll get into that. This is the 25th movie in Pixar's catalog. It came out March 11th, 2022. As of this recording, just, about 13 months ago? Yeah. About 13 months ago.
We're almost caught up. Actually, there's
one
more.
As of right now, there's one more. Elemental's coming out this summer, which when this airs, comes out, it's probably be out. We have to look that up, but went straight to Disney Plus. It was supposed to go to theaters and got yanked, and Pixar was not happy about that.
Is that their second movie in a row that happened to?
Yep.
Third
to go straight to Disney Plus, second to get yanked, because Soul was going straight because of COVID, but then Luca they yanked, probably due to COVID, but they already had Raya come out. Disney had Raya come out earlier in the year.
I mean, this one
however that works.
Also, according to COVID. That's the reason they pulled this, even though it was...
Yeah, but at least Lightyear is in theaters.
Notice the silence.
Yeah, so it's funny to look in our what are these called? I've just lost the binder. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
When you look at the binder, you see the budget and the box office. It's like, oh my gosh, just because it's a streaming release.
I stand by, not to get into this too far ahead, but this would have made a crap load of money.
I think it would have done fairly well, better than Lightyear.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How I mean, that was last week. What about Luca? I think we said Luca probably would have done.
Made a good chunk as well.
It's a good summer movie for sure.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it has some vibes.
So I thought maybe, because I had this false hope come out of nowhere, like, maybe Pixar splits from Disney.
Ooh.
And no, that's not going to happen. But I was like, they're getting mad at them because they keep throwing their movies on Disney Plus.
Disney's too powerful for that.
The amount of creative, interesting stuff that could come out of Pixar if they were not owned by the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah. Instead, they're showing us how things work and turning people into animals.
Yeah.
But hopefully, they stretch their creative talents in the future. I mean, another Inside Out isn't really on the surface stretching that out, but we'll see what happens.
Again, it's just the trailer, so who knows?
Yeah. Should I read this? Not
Yeah.
to see what I wrote. I think I was nicer to this one than others. Can't remember. So without further ado, Turning Red. Mei Lin is a Toronto, according to Canadians, teenager that wants to go to a concert. But before that can happen, she finds out that she comes from an ancestry where the women turn into giant red pandas when they hit puberty. Soon, Mei Lin finds herself using her red panda powers to raise money for the concert. But against the wishes of her overbearing mother, can she and her friends raise the money in time?
Bum.
That's pretty much the movie.
It really is. You really hit the nail on the head for that one.
Yeah, they want to go to a Boys for Now concert, right?
Oh yeah.
Forward Town, I believe.
and
What's Boys for Now, Dickie?
Yeah, I've heard that. That's what's that from? Boys for Now. That's
He has them hanging off his mirror in his car too.
Yes, that's the Bob's Burgers thing.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. I know Boys for Now. That rings a bell.
And Jared, where is the concert located?
In 2002, it was called Skydome, the home of the Toronto Blue Jays, my favorite baseball team. Now it's Rogers Center. I can't remember when the name change was, but
I feel like this has a better ring to it.
It does. But when Rogers buys it or whatever, buys the rights or whatever, you're gonna call it Rogers Center.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. Skydome's cooler.
I was saying that's a fun name. Yeah, it really
I've been there. I've seen 4 games.
Were you there when it was the Sky Dome?
No.
Okay.
I think the 2011 was the first year I went. So at least by 2011 it had changed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when. Most of the time when I'm on like Facebook and look at comments, most of the Blue Jay fans are like, "Man, I wish when this was called Skydome."
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was cool to see. A movie in Canada from a major animation studio. I'm trying to think of the last time. Was Brother Bear in Canada? Or is that in
That
Alaska?
was in Alaska.
Maybe Alaska.
Because I didn't know if it was up there somewhere.
Maybe the Yukon or Alaska.
Someone looked
It's
that
a
up.
lot further north of where we are right now.
Yes.
Yes, a lot colder. It makes sense, Alaska, because Sitka is in Alaska, isn't it?
Did they
The
put
town?
Sitka?
No, I'm thinking Alaska, because
Yes,
Sitka's his
yes.
brother's name in Brother
Oh,
Bear.
Okay. It's been a
But
while since I've seen the movie.
I think I've only seen it in theaters. In 2003.
Twice.
A while ago.
Yes, Sitka is a city in Alaska.
There you go.
All right. I
Also,
at least got that
Can I
right.
really quickly mention something that I
No.
really like that this is so I need to shout out that if you like this movie, an Asian family taking place in Toronto, it's go watch Kim's Convenience. It's oddly enough the same setting, and it's so charming. It's fantastic.
It's so what?
Charming.
I just want to throw it out there. It's a really good show. With
He calls everything charming.
I don't
What's
call
wrong with the word charming?
It's nothing
don't
wrong.
like
It's
it when
how
I say
he
it.
says it. It's charming.
Thank you for backing me up. I appreciate that. But it has good old Simu Liu.
Or would you rather him use the word cute?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can say charming all you
Jared,
want.
those red pandas,
They're
those
real
were
cute.
real
Aren't they
cute.
They were really cute.
They're no Shifu.
Red pandas are I stand by red pandas are one of the cutest.
They're quite adorable.
I love them.
Underneath
Chinchillas.
turtles.
Chinchillas are pretty cute.
Oh, I love you.
There are no turtles.
There are no penguins.
You can eat turtles in a stew.
You should not eat penguins.
I
No.
would recommend against that. Yeah.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I have mind.
You can tell we're all millennials.
Yeah.
Yep, we
This movie was
are.
made for us. It really was. Except for Jake and Jared.
Yeah, so half.
They're gonna crap the bed, but
I don't know about crap the bed, but
We'll get to
okay,
it.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
I think
Maybe
Aleta,
just
you should
wet
start
the
us
bed.
off into some of this conversation because you're the one with the perspective.
Thank you.
What are your reactions to this?
I really like this movie. I mean, visually, it's really cool. I think I love the characters in this movie. It's a lot of fun. I love the message that this movie has of being yourself, and I'll probably get into more of that stuff later. And a lot of the characters are just a lot of fun to watch and to see them interact with each other. And as well, the food also looks just
The
fantastic.
food does look good.
They were trying to go for that Miyazaki level of
Yeah, that's too.
food.
That's,
What is it
Design.
about animated food? That just
It always looks so much better than
so-
real life food.
Oh.
it all started with the cheese from
The Goofy movie
Goofy
on
movie.
pizza.
Yeah! the Pauly Shore extra cheesy. Ow!
You're so right.
Not just that, but like the pizza that they had in the movie
like
too.
the-
That was
like
like the
the really
long
big-
cheese,
yeah.
the stretchy long cheese. I always wanted that pizza.
What is it about the last two Pixar movies at this point, Luca and Turning Red, have that Ghibli feel
They
and look?
both
And,
do.
like, this one
Honestly,
has-
when I watched
yeah,
Luca
the-
the first time, I just I have to make pasta now. I
Yeah.
like.
Ooh, that does look good.
Like good, like homemade pasta. Oh,
I didn't even make homemade pasta. I just had box pasta and it was still good.
I would
just craving it.
Isn't it Sam is the one that doesn't like pasta?
She doesn't know.
Yeah, but it
It's
makes sense. It's a
wild.
texture thing.
It is. Yeah, 'cause,
That's fair.
To her, it just tastes like mushy bread.
Okay,
Which
I can see
pasta
that.
Essentially
Is
Yeah.
mushy bread.
So I can understand. I disagree entirely, but I can
Of course,
understand.
yeah, pasta's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sam, if you're actually watching,
Hello.
I don't agree with it,
None of
but
us
I
agree.
understand.
You have a different sense, a different
Have
taste,
you-
a heightened taste.
have you seen that TikTok account that just makes every day?
Is it the exponentially
yeah,
bigger? Yes, I have. Yeah.
that
haven't
is
seen that one.
fantastic.
So cool. He'll use like 200 egg yolks and like 1,000 pounds of flour.
I
Oh,
think
goodness.
he's actively like trying to get to like 2,000 egg yolk or something like that. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's so much
That's wild.
pasta.
Yeah. So they need to like make that amount of like Chinese food in this. I would just inhale it.
You know, as somebody who doesn't even like Chinese food in general, like the food in this, even for me, the food in this movie just looked really, really good.
Not a fan of Chinese food.
For some reason,
A bad
That's right.
experience.
That's right. You told me that
As a child.
while ago. Yeah.
Yes.
You're also this. Is
no,
it you
I'm
that
trying to
almost-
think. I'm trying to remember if they had dumplings in this movie. I think
They
was
did,
it-
they
She
did.
was making it in
'Cause,
the green
like,
pot, right?
Yeah.
She. Oh, that was Bao, I think, that they did the green pot. And but they did have dumplings because the mom brought them into school,
but-
and the security guard
For
grabbed
some
one.
reason,
Well, she was
animated dumplings
pulling
are
them
just
up, too.
like
Yeah.
the best looking.
They
thing.
do look amazing.
Literally.
They
I
always
do
look like.
not
I
look
do want
like
to try.
that in real
I
life.
could eat 30 pounds of those. Oh my god.
And crab rangoon, man.
Oh, get with that crab rangoon. And crab rangoon.
Wow, you gonna be okay over there, Dickey?
the
That is really gonna be just filled with this drool after a while.
Just ate, and now I want Chinese food.
put that in your spittle jug.
Thanks.
Use it as a spittoon.
So turning red.
I was gonna say that first scene where she wakes up and is transformed, and like she runs into the bathroom, and her dad's at the table and just shoves. I think it was a donut or a bagel
Or a Long John.
or something. He's just, Hope. They added the sound
The
effect.
sound effect is perfect.
I think her dad is one of my favorite
He
parts of
is
the
so
movie.
wonderful.
Good
He
in
is wonderful.
this.
Yeah, he's just cracking me up throughout. He's not in it a ton, but did anyone stay past the credits? I know you don't. The credits start and you
I
just
didn't.
click off, but
Not always.
at the end of the credits, he's in the basement dancing to Four Town.
Oh, was he really? That's awesome. Dad is he really was such a like a.
I mean, he delivers the main message of the movie, so
He does.
I really like
he
how
is
it's
naturally important.
like, yeah, what is it? What did they fight over? And he just points at himself. I go, that's pretty good. Just hope.
That's just the one thing.
Oh.
I will say I really like. I watched even like the behind the scenes stuff too for this, and I really love not only is the story like about as very female centric, but like even the people that were behind the story was a lot of like female voices as well. Unlike, I guess I think of Brave, because I think of how much of a disappointment it was in some ways, because it was also a mother-daughter movie, and at first it was led by a woman, and unfortunately
Brenda Chapman.
by Brenda Chapman, and unfortunately things changed, and it didn't end up that way. So I really appreciate that this movie really took that seriously.
It really did. Like I really felt the mother-daughter connection a lot in this. I really like how it felt like such a natural thing. It felt so real.
Yeah, honestly, because I was watching, when I was watching the behind the scenes about it, it reminded me of like a little bit of my own life, because one of the women was talking about how like she grew up spending a lot of time with her mom because her dad went out to work. And when I was a teenager, that happened a lot with me, because my dad was a executive director of a rescue mission. He would go out to different conferences all over the place, and so sometimes they would just leave my mom and me to do stuff, and so we did connect in those times.
She ever show up at your school hiding behind trees outside your classroom window?
She probably could have. We lived really close to my high school, but she didn't. No.
That would I literally could not even imagine. Like the next level embarrassment I would have gotten.
Honestly.
if my mom went to school to like make sure I was doing okay.
Though to be fair,
You would
my
have
mom.
loved it.
Yeah,
No.
Mama's boy.
I would have been so embarrassed.
Oh, come on, Jared.
In front of everybody. The second
Yeah.
no one's looking, you're like, hi, mommy.
I still would have been really embarrassed.
Jared,
What?
Dickey would have felt exactly the way this movie portrays
that's true.
the embarrassment.
Yeah,
of
that's what it nails.
kids.
Is
Like-
I just, like,
You
that,
feel
like,
the embarrassment.
As a 13-year-old, like I just remember all just like the anxiety about your parents and wanting to feel cool, and now like I don't care about your mom and dad. No, I'm cool. Like
So now what you need to do is try having your mom work for the school.
Oh,
not
that's
it.
right.
my mom
You
actually,
told me that. You might have said it on the podcast before, too.
Maybe.
Oh, your mom worked for the school, huh?
Yeah, it was not fun.
until
fun.
I went to 7th grade, my junior high school. My mom did work at the school,
Yeah.
so at least
Okay, let
My-
me rephrase this. And this is one-upmanship right here.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom, when I was in elementary school, my mom worked at the elementary school as a sub for kids with disabilities.
That's fair, right?
When I moved into middle school, she worked in the lunchroom. When I moved into high school, she worked as a paraplegic. Not paraplegic. I am the only one. I am the only one. Parapro. That's what it's called.
Go.
I am the only one who can say that. Shut up.
It's getting funnier. But she moved up level to level with you.
Yes, it was so annoying.
Was it for
You
career
got it.
advancement, or was it to keep an eye on
It
you?
was for career advancement.
Okay.
That's fair.
And to keep an eye on you.
My mom, she worked for a pregnancy center, and so she went to different schools and talked about abstinence-based sex education. She even came to my health class.
That wins.
And
That wins.
at the time, it didn't bug me.
Jared,
but
you got a good story?
All I know is my mother, she did not work. She was a teacher. Did not work in my school system, but I never got in trouble. But if I ever acted out a little bit, I get home. So what happened in class today? I hear you were acting out. I go, crap, they're everywhere.
And was your dad your college professor?
No, he wouldn't.
Okay.
He would not let me take his class. I didn't need to either. I lived it. I know all the curriculum. Then I ended up filming it during COVID. So
That's true.
I lived it and then I filmed it. So,
So
I
you
might as well
his
apply.
class?
I might as well submit like a capstone for a sociology degree. I didn't do the classwork, so I can't get it, but it's worth a shot.
There you go.
Pluralism. See? Retaining
That's a word.
information.
That's
yeah.
a word.
That's
What does it
that is
mean,
a
Jared?
word.
Pluralism, a pluralistic culture. Similar to in this movie, they have a Chinese culture is very pluralistic.
What a segue.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
That was nicely
Beautiful. Very
Yeah, where
nice.
it's more about the community than the individual. Which is this one. Malin's mother is very family focused,
yeah.
whereas Malin, because they live in Canada in the early 2000s, a lot more individualistic, while trying to also be the more family and community oriented. I mean, they have their own little community there at the shrine too. So let's just look at that segue.
You really did. That was really well done.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bet yourself.
If I could reach my back, I have these little arms.
Are you T-Rex?
No, I'm just thinking of Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, no.
Little arms. This movie, the first time I gotta talk about the first time I watched it. I probably told all of you. I hated the first 20 minutes of this movie that first time, and I think it's because mostly I was not prepared for the overstimulation of just
Of teenage
everything.
girls?
It's like getting slapped in the face with a glitter-covered fish. Like that. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's so much energy, which I'm not an energetic person, and it's very loud, and I'm not a loud person.
No.
Me.
Yes.
And me.
I remember I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I'll watch this. You know, it just came out. I'm going to have to watch this for this podcast in like a year, but I'll watch it now. And I'm sitting there like, I hate this. I hate this.
Yep. Yep.
Because it's nonstop, and it is the cringe. And then when you take a step back, you go, no, that's
point.
most people at that age is that level of cringe. It's just that's how it is.
The same face I make when I look at my old Facebook posts. So
Oh, this gave you like old Facebook post vibes.
yes.
Like when you like
Some
like
of it is it was so like watching this movie was a little bit of the cringe, a little bit of the nostalgia. It's a little bit of both.
I went back. There's like that thing. It's like put this in and you can find your oldest Facebook post without having to do all the scrolling or do the filter thing
neat.
or something. Maybe that was a tweet thing. All I know is I went back to one. It was literally like my brother's an idiot. Something like 2009.
Does that not surprise me?
2009.
Why does that
Yeah.
not
I
surprise
was
me? That's
like-
your first.
And there,
freaking
a couple
tweet.
people liked it, and everyone in the comments, it's like, oh, you know, you love him. It's like,
that's true, actually.
15-year-old me.
Actually,
Good.
2002, so this would have been MySpace era, right? Or a little bit before MySpace.
It's MySpace. That sounds like MySpace.
Is that
And
what
I never had a
was?
MySpace.
Why are you
so I
looking at
don't know.
me?
You were in
the
high
oldest.
school?
Because
That's fair.
I had a MySpace around like 5th grade,
I
And
know.
I don't
Did you have a
know.
top 8?
Oh yeah.
Or
I-
Fave 5. I've heard
A
of
what?
that. I think it's a Fave 5, isn't that
It was
MySpace?
the top.
I had a
Was it top
live
things?
journal.
And then I remember because
Suck it.
that one's.
I had a Napster.
You
a lot. 'cause
I was around
little.
when Napster was invented.
I had an AIM.
I did that crap over
AIM.
dial-up modem.
Hey, I have.
Remember that one?
I had one.
I did not.
Had one
I
what?
missed out on
Did
some of
you
those
have an
things.
AIM?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
An MS, did you have an MSN?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Bob, look.
I
I'm
unfortunately
messaging
missed
them,
out on some of
and
these
they're
things.
messaging me right back.
I was too busy watching VeggieTales or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I just love it. The vibes are like they cared so much about it. You can just tell. Oh, I love it.
Hey,
Anyways,
I am-
turning
oh,
red. So, can I talk about the animation real quick? Because I really love the animation in this movie. I think I like the stylization a little bit. There's a little bit of a stylization you could tell in the characters. It reminds me of like Gravity Falls and Steven Universe. You know, like I call it the bean smile. I don't know, like
The bean smile.
the smile looks like a bean.
When like the eyes like get bigger and like light up. Like,
Oh,
they're,
their
like, the
eyes are big, like perfect spheres and stuff like that. And they're big.
Bean smile.
I mean, they look like beans.
Oh, you drew it.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I was trying to draw Steven Universe. Obviously, I failed.
Okay.
It was
It's
too
like, that does
wrong.
look like Steven.
Anyway, so I also love how they combined a little bit of the 2D along with the 3D animation. They included that.
Like the mermaid boy.
Yeah. I also like you can see it in like the eyes, and you can see in some like the beams of light and whatever. So those were pretty cool. I even like the green and the red contrast. You can see especially at the beginning, because obviously May's mom wears a lot of green, and her necklace represents the panda. Even like in May's room, like there's her desk is all the green light representing like her being the perfect child, doing well in school, whereas when she's under her bed and there's a soft pink light in there, it's like when she's rebellious or doing something that she knows that wouldn't make her mom happy, stuff like that. So I love even like the visual language of the movie with that.
I didn't pick up on that. That's really that's a really good point. It did turn more red.
I don't like being this close to you.
Are you afraid you're going to osmosis some of his ideas?
I think I'm going to laugh, and it's not going to sound my laugh, and I'm going to look in the mirror over there, and I've just become a copy of him.
It's happening. It's slowly happening.
Oh, wait, it has begun.
It's contagious. Is that what you're worried about?
What would you call that? Dickified?
Don't do that.
Dickification.
The dickification process has begun.
And they have the different, we're going to DickCon too.
Again, that's a different thing entirely.
I almost said one about like, the minutes or seconds to midnight, but then that'd be Dick Night. And I don't want to, I said it, didn't I? Dickey, do I need to splash some water on you?
I'm broken for it. I gotta reset.
It's either really fortunate or really unfortunate that his name is Dickey.
Oh yeah. Right now,
He doesn't have another name, just so you're aware.
Right now, I just need to go hug like a giant red panda.
When
Mentally reset.
When we introduced you to someone, say, this is Dickey. That's his actual last name. They went, nice.
Yeah.
We love you, Dickey.
Thank you. I love you too.
But I don't know. Here.
That's really weird.
Yes, that is. I didn't know what I was going to shake your hand, but then this is... Okay, anyway. I'm glad you audio listeners had to see that.
Anyways, what did you guys think of the animation?
I was about to say, I really the fur on her, like you can tell like the artist really like they worked too hard probably to make those hairs.
Yes.
But it really looked because like
it's kind of it really just makes you just want to reach out through the screen and just like touch the fur.
I stand by the fact, and I've always said this before this movie came out. Red pandas are probably actually one of my favorite animals, period. Because I love them. They're very cute. The zoo by us had a whole like triplets for a while, and I went to go see them. And
Are they still there?
What's that?
They're still there?
No, they got sent out because they're populating a different zoo. But baby red pandas are just they have they're adorable. I genuinely think they're one of my favorites. So when they announced this movie that they're making this about a girl that turns into a red panda, I was over the moon.
Did you do your?
That's exactly what I did.
If you ever watch anything Star Wars based with this guy, he does that at least once per movie/episode, whatever we're watching.
So like the porgs.
Yes.
Or just anything.
What about the blue milk?
Oh, the blue milk was like a big one. That was my hands were going like that.
I remember that. I was sitting next to you when Yoda shows up in Last Jedi and he's going.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the girls in this movie. It really did. Now that I think about it, you're just sitting there going.
Which it's
Oh
such
my
a
goodness,
like.
that hurt.
Which is such a like a I feel like I keep. Even though the main characters are girls, I still relate to this so much because, like, if I was in this exact position, okay, if I somehow hit puberty and I turn into a giant panda, I'm like, oh my god, I'm screwed. What do I do? Wait a second, I'm gonna be popular. People like this, and then you exactly turn that into profit, and then you start like using that.
First, you hit puberty, then you exploit it. Of course.
I'm still curious to hear.
Just something that I would do.
Do you have recordings of your voice pre-puberty? Because I'm
I don't
wondering
think
if
we-
our
I don't think
ears
we
could
could hear it.
that.
I have recordings of your voice pre-puberty.
Let's not go into
We're not.
if you want to preview, it's kind of like this. It's kind of just, I kind of didn't know how to talk yet. So, is that pretty good?
No, there's actually.
Jonathan's is even cuter.
Oh.
Or even more high pitched.
I can't do that. Well, what did you sound
So
like?
there's actually a video of me that my dad posted several times, and he keeps reposting it when I keep winning at school because I was third or fourth grade, maybe second. I don't know how old I was. But I was singing and dancing. It was me and my sister, and I was singing, "It's the first day of school. Do, it's the first day." Like,
Oh, that's adorable.
I was a cheesy, silly little kid, and I liked going to school because my friends were there. I didn't like learning, but my friends.
Wait, where did he post? Is this Facebook?
Yes.
So I can just go to his
You can
Facebook
find
and put
it.
it?
Absolutely.
All right.
I mean, does Dickey's dad seem like the type of person that would have a private Facebook?
Oh, he might have. I don't know if it's private or not.
I hope not. I want to see. It's the first day of school.
Dude, and I had like a little jig going when my sister was dancing. But that's another thing. Not to keep jumping all over the board, but I really, really, really liked that the thing that brought May back down the first time she turned was her friends. Because like I feel like as a teenager, like that is your core. Like you hang out with your friends in school, and as much as your parents like to think,
Keep going.
okay, and like I just think it's just a teenager thing, and I know obviously everybody has different stories, but at least for me, like your parents always want to be the what's the word, like the guiding factor for you when you're a teenager, but it's not peer pressure, but it's just wanting to hang out and have fun with all your friends. I like that the friends she made in her school were that important to her, because that's really how it feels when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You laughed, and I knew you were going to react, and when you did, it made it funnier. I'm sorry if I
No,
distracted
you're
you.
fine.
Do you have something to say?
My friends in high school gave me nothing but anxiety all the time. One of them drove my car into a tree, and I lost my arm because of it.
Oh,
Why were they your friends? Were they really your friends?
That's a good question.
Well, they were until you bought the subwoofer.
Yes. Until I bought the aftermarket stereo for my car, they were my friends.
would that be more? That sounds cool. I feel like I'd want to hang out with.
But I'm guessing something happened.
Oh, I'm
Nothing happened. That's the thing. Nothing happened. I got a car stereo that had subwoofers, and he had a car stereo that had subwoofers. Okay. And he just pulled up on me one day and just decided it was like a Banshees of Inisherin thing, except I never had to deal with his ass again. He just pulled up and said, "Oh, I see," and drove away.
Except you got some fingers in the mail.
What?
No, I still got my fingers. He got a whole arm.
What?
Oh, no.
I'm so confused.
You should watch The Banshees of Inisherin. It's a great movie. It really is.
Oh, the fingers.
Oh, I just laugh, and you're like,
Three
the
and a
friend.
half fingers out of 5. What are you thinking? That's so morbid.
He gave it a lower rating than it deserves
I think
on
that's
Letterboxd, so we're giving him crap because he gives 80 for Brady a full score,
And the Mario movie.
It's a lot of
and
fun.
the Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, that's right. Dickey,
Yes,
why?
because I like to have fun, Jake.
That's your first
Banshees was
mistake.
fun.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't think if fun is the
I
word
love.
that
I
would
love
use.
Jenny.
What word could you use, or can you not put the finger on it? Because I had a bloody good time.
Poor Aleta's just sitting over here like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, we just had bones to pick with him.
Oh God.
Anyways,
Asinine.
back to this female-centered movie.
Yeah.
Back to this female-centered movie, we all go dead silent.
I will say, I also really like about this movie is that they allow the girls don't look like total babes like in
Yes.
high and when they're at school. Like
They look like real people,
they look like real people, you know, like
and they're also 13.
and they're 13.
So-
Yes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, like, and especially because a lot of times, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, even I could think of that because a lot of times the only time a girl is mentioned in that movie is if he has a crush on a girl or something like that, and a lot of times it's a really cute girl or whatever, you know. So it's really nice to see these girls, like, to see where they come from, to see like that they're not just like these quiet or just pretty or just are just like one track mind. They have their own personalities, that they have fun with each other, that they interact with each other. I mean, you know, obviously they're 13-year-old girls, so maybe they're a little annoying to some, but
think all
I
13-year-olds
love
are.
to see people, like, I just love their interactions and how genuinely they care about each other.
To
That's-
be
go
be
ahead.
honest, I was also annoyed by the humor at first, but the more I think about it, the more I just kind of soften it to it, because it's like, of course they're gonna annoy me. I'm a 36-year-old man. Of course it's gonna annoy me.
Just remember what it was like to be a 13.
No, see,
Yeah.
the movie does make me think that. I just never had humor like that, but I did do like the giddy, like moving your feet around on your bed, like rolling, hugging something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good. Yeah. That's
Like it wasn't necessarily about a girl or something. It was just something that got me really excited. Like, you know, if I was watching Lost and they revealed something crazy.
Like, you mean like every episode?
Yeah, or like Friends. If Ross and Rachel got that much closer to being a couple, I would get excited about that.
Yeah.
And you go, ooh!
Yeah, no, I would do the Dickey.
Now, do you have recordings of you pre-puberty? I'm just curious, like, because I'm so used to your deeper voice, sounding voice. I'm just curious,
My
what
voice
does
sounds
young
so
Jake sound
weird.
like?
I don't know. Yes, I know we do. I don't know how you would ever watch them because they're on those little mini VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah. Those are like impossible to try to transfer over.
Well, no, you got to find one of those VHS tapes that has the adapter for it, and
Yeah.
like that's such an archaic thing now.
Yep, cool. Then you gotta do that, and then you gotta put it digitally somehow if you don't have a digital one. Like if it's just to the bigger tape, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
The other thing I would say about this movie, and this is going to be one of those things where I'm going to ask your opinion because you have a perspective on
Sure.
it. I appreciated that it made a conversation positive about a time in everybody's life that is not generally talked about
Or talked
positively,
about, yeah.
specifically, and unfortunately for girls, I think it's more likely not talked about in a positive light.
Yeah.
And I really
Yeah.
did appreciate that.
And I hate,
'Cause-
sorry, I didn't mean to jump over you really quick.
It's
but
okay.
Before you get in, I want to say I hate that there are so many people that the backlash for this. Like, oh, you shouldn't bring up periods for like this. Like, no.
You
Talk
have to
about that.
teach people about their body.
Yeah. I just want to say I hate it. I mean,
The
obviously
discourse.
there's backlash because there's
Yeah.
nowadays there's backlash for everything. But I'm just like, just be humans.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
what were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I think one thing that, you know, that is not often talked about is, like, what happens to girls when they go through puberty. And, yeah, like, they do sometimes get hairy, that they don't smell as good, you know? Like, that still happens to girls, and unfortunately, it's not as acceptable from a girl as it is from a guy. Like, if a boy's kind of smelling, like, well, that's just a teenage boy. But if a girl's a little smelly, like, oh, that's so gross, ew, yuck. like that kind of thing. So it was nice. I know the panda is kind of somewhat of an allegory for like the puberty and going through some of that, and obviously it's not a perfect allegory, but I think I appreciate that it was nonetheless there, and we got to see some of that because it was rough for me too. I can remember some of the stuff that I went through in puberty, and it was really nice to see that on screen and seeing that as being like okay.
It is nice because it starts that way, but kind of turns it into this is a part of your personality. Mm-hmm. It expands being so zeroed in about a thing to this is a part of you that you should not hide. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I remember I was, I had undiagnosed ADHD, for the longest time, and so there would be times I would be like loud and I wouldn't even know like why, like I didn't realize how loud I was being, or I'd get so excited about something, or I would or I was kind of funny, or I would like have these or I would say something stupid, like, and those kinds of things that were not considered ladylike, I guess you would say, like things that aren't as expected of girls, that are more acceptable in teenage boys than they are in teenage girls. And it was nice to see those things still seen from a teenage girl's perspective, and still seen as okay.
Mm-hmm. I might find teenage girls annoying, but who's also just as annoying? Teenage boys.
Teenage boys are very
totally
dense
thought you were going to go with Dickey there.
I might stand by.
Oh no, he's more annoying.
I think
they're very dense from my experience.
I think teenage boys might be more annoying than teenage girls. At least more destructive.
I can tell you for sure that I've definitely had a Tyler, like, in my school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all had a Tyler.
Oh, the Tylers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the Alexes.
Wow.
Oh, that's your name. That's right.
Name over here.
I forgot. I always
Wait,
forget
what?
that's your name.
Or Tom.
Or a what?
Tom, I believe.
Hold on. What did you say?
Or an Alex?
Alex.
That's his first name.
I thought it was Andrew.
Oh.
Yeah. Funny enough, it's
You're
not
so
Alexander.
Funny.
Did you know that? It's just Alex.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know why.
That's pretty cool. Why weren't you cooler as a teenager
I
then?
thought I was,
It's because he
I
pushed.
know you thought it was cooler. Why weren't you cooler?
Is it because
It's
you
like,
pushed
hey,
your
I'm
sister
Alex.
through a wall?
13 years
Just
old,
Alex.
Jared.
That's right.
No one's
one
cool at
could
13.
hear you because it was. It was way up here.
Are you basically calling him a dog whistle? Prepubescent Dickey being a dog whistle?
If apparently if catcalling is a thing, so is dog whistling.
It's dog
You were
whispering.
cool as a teenager.
See,
to
I
be
didn't
fair,
care.
I believe 7th grade is like the worst year ever. Because I...
Sixth grade.
It's 7th.
For me it was 7th grade because that's when I moved.
That's right.
And I moved from here in my hometown where I grew up, and I had to move to another state and start middle school in another state.
You started middle school in 7th grade?
Well, I mean, my elementary school went up through 6th grade, so
Interesting.
well, at the time it went up through 6th grade. I don't think it is anymore, but at the time it went up to 6th grade because then next year we were going to go into a junior high / high school.
I did the same exact thing. That's what it was. Mine was K
Yeah.
through 6, 7 through 9, and then 10 through 12.
Yeah. So
just-
I mean,
yeah.
but the school I moved to, it was like 6 through 8. But I obviously said it was my first time being in a middle school. But yeah, I will argue 7th grade is probably the worst grade ever.
Weird enough, I started middle school in 5th grade. It's
Some
not
schools do it.
not that way anymore. In like my old school system, not 6th grade, but yeah, it was 5th to 8th was in one building. You started middle school in 5th grade.
through 8. That's so interesting.
So I had
I
4
work
years
with a
of
lot
middle
of
school.
elementary and middle schools, and some of them do it like that. Some of them have like a lower L and upper L. So it's some of them are like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's always weird. People are like, you start in 5th grade. I go, yeah. It's like, yeah, but you're like 10 or 11 or, it's like, yeah, that's just... If anything, it probably helped the... Because 5th grade still feels a lot like elementary school, but you're in like the big kid building now. So it was kind of an easier transition
You're like
for
the
me.
senior of the elementary school, essentially.
Yeah, I think, but because they were sectioned in the building, all the buildings shifted because they built a new high school. And I think because like the 5th grade is in one section of the building, and then the rest of the grades are kind of near each other. 6th grade was worse because I feel like you're more integrated into the middle school. Or something.
Remind me again, what
Somewhere
grade
in
was
there we
this? They
switched.
were in...
They were 13, so I'm guessing 7th.
So that's got to be about 7th,
7th
yeah. 6th or
grade.
7th, yeah.
7th
They
or
probably
8th,
said
maybe.
it.
I was trying to remember. I don't know why. I can't remember what grade they were
They don't think
I don't
they
think they ever.
They don't say like what
Yeah.
it is. I think we just know that they're in middle school.
It
It's
might,
also, yeah.
It might also differ in Canada.
And 20
That's a
years ago.
Valid point.
So, different time, different
How
country.
different in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the perspective for me, that's what I'm going to talk about, of course, is for me, because I have my mind has just been all over the place thinking about this because I don't have this perspective. So, of course, this movie's not for me. So it's like, I don't know how to talk about this because I had mixed feelings on it until, as Jake has said, it kind of softened on it. But it's weird to think about how when you don't have the perspective, it's really hard to talk badly about something that you know is good. And I think on a second watch makes it much better for me.
I'm glad you liked it on a second watch.
I like it better.
I know both of you guys were telling me before we watched it, like, oh, this is going to be a fight.
Oh,
he was like,
but
I
no.
knew you didn't
Dude,
like it.
I hadn't seen it before last week, Thursday.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you saw it before.
Oh, no,
Nope, he waited.
yeah,
Waited
I
for
didn't
this.
want to have to watch it twice.
That's fair.
So, one significant issue that I did have when I watched it, and I haven't really softened to it a whole lot, is that I think the movie undercuts its own message quite a bit at the end.
I have a similar...
Because we go through this whole thing where she learns about herself. She learned, with her dad, kind of, she learns this isn't a thing to be hidden. This isn't a thing to be rejected. It's a thing to be embraced. And maybe it's not the best thing to seal away this part of you. And then we go through this whole 20, 30-minute thing.
The kaiju fight.
The kaiju fight, where everybody's accepting their panda, breaking the seal, and becoming pandas to help solve the issue. We all go back into the spirit realm. I don't really know what they called
The
that.
panda realm.
The panda
Panda
realm.
realm, yes!
And then they all, after going through this and seeing Mei fight so hard with it and saying, maybe this is correct, we all seal the panda back again. To me, that undercuts the message of this is a part of you that should be embraced, not hidden away.
Jake, I was kind of feeling similar thoughts to the end, where I wanted all of the family to embrace their panda.
I think it would have been
Interesting.
much... I think it would have... For me, it would have landed much stronger.
I can see where you're coming from there, for sure. I guess the way I saw it was that that everyone's different, and that for a lot of the Mei's family, like, it's one, they're just used to like the way that they live without their panda. So for them, it was like they didn't really do much with it. They got rid of it when they were like teenagers, and they didn't really think about it until obviously the fight where they had to bring it out again. And so now, for them going back, it wasn't as much of a choice for them because that's what the life that they knew and the life that they were used to. I guess for me, it didn't undercut the message for me because I think it was about how everyone's life is different and that there are parts of you that, that it's okay to embrace those parts of you, and that there might be some people that might want to, maybe not have those parts, or maybe just some people that might want to, I don't know. I guess it was just more of like how everyone's different and everybody reacts differently to those kinds of things.
Yeah, I can see that. I would also, I think I can buy into that. I still would have liked to see like one or two other ones to drive that
that
home.
makes sense.
Or if
too.
like the mom would have
That's what I was going to say.
kept hers.
That's
thought
true.
The mom was going to keep
Or
it,
if
but
like there was
everybody
something
else-
where if she's not actually like angry and she's in control of the panda, she's not that huge and she can let the panda it's
interesting that they decided to go to make hers so big randomly. It was interesting that they decided that the mom's panda was so much bigger than all the other pandas. It would have been nice to know where does that come from? Is it because she has more anger than maybe some of her sisters, or she had more issues with her mother than
more
her
damage,
sisters?
maybe. I don't
touched
know.
on a little bit because of the dad. Remember, they were saying the whole issue that their mom was getting so angry was because she was fighting with her mom because of who she wanted to marry. So I wonder if that's why her panda was so big, is because she just had all those feelings for her husband.
Or
maybe-
maybe that she had more trauma and she just, because by stuffing it down, like it
Yeah.
just led
Oh,
to her
and
panda being bigger.
Yeah, maybe stuffing it down for so long it just.
It comes out.
It
Whereas with
seemed
Mei
less
Mei-
like she dealt with it than like her mother actually dealt with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Man,
It definitely does. But
Disney and Pixar are really hitting on the generational trauma these past few years.
Listen,
aren't they?
more and more millennials
Yes.
are becoming animators,
That's
so
what- well, that's exactly what it is, though. I mean, how old is it Damishi? I don't know who directed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
yes. Because she also directed Bao, right?
That sounds right. Yeah,
Oh,
Bow's really
really?
good. Yeah.
That was the short. Yeah.
Oh,
What did it play in
Dumpling.
front of? What did it play in
I
front
think it
of?
was Incredibles 2.
That sounds right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because I looked it up too. Because I looked up to see if there was a short before this one, and apparently there wasn't.
I'm
Guess because
gonna-
it went to streaming.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
butcher her name really quick. Domir Damishi. I don't remember, but
Yeah, I
she
don't
is
know
only
either.
33 years old. So
Yeah.
absolutely, let's get more millennials making movies.
Let's get
This-
more
these
millennials
movies
doing
are just
everything.
about
Let's
how
get the
everyone needs to
old.
go to therapy.
Let's get all the old fossils in everything out.
Yeah. Then we can use them for the gas shortage.
Jared, give me that. That was good.
Ooh, premium.
I just like seeing the more relatable. Like, obviously, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from older filmmakers or older movies. They obviously have their merit. They're very well made.
Yeah.
But I like seeing stuff that I can relate to. And
Yes.
I like seeing stuff that takes
Yeah.
place in the early 2000s.
I wouldn't say filmmakers. I'd say studio heads.
Jared, that's a good point.
Because the filmmakers usually are not the problem. Almost always, it's usually the 5 to 10 people in charge of everything that are 80 years old and they don't like anything different because they're stuck in like this is what works. They don't realize
And this
things
is what
change.
makes money.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because like either with this, with Encanto, with I would say some of the newer DreamWorks stuff. I just I'm feeling like a start of like almost like a renaissance. Like it just more like younger people coming in and making fun stuff or getting, especially like the
It's just the
animation
changing of the guard.
styles. I just it gets me excited about movies.
It comes down to all Generation X did was complain about their parents instead of like anything else.
Yeah.
And then all millennials have now is trauma.
Yep.
That's what it feels like because you go boomers or older for their movies. A lot of it anti-establishment stuff, and then you get to Gen X and it's a lot of like complacency
And
and,
it's so
just
funny
kind of
that
dealing with like I hate
Gen
like
Xers are just the middle child, essentially.
Because
of
they
the
were running-
generations.
Hey, you don't get to say that, and you don't get to say that, and you don't get to say that.
No,
Only
I'm the
we
baby.
get to
I
say
win.
that.
But you
Are they, Jared? Are they the middle child?
This is kind of funny.
So
You're the youngest. You're the oldest. You're the only child. I'm stuck in the middle. We're all four different. You have different dynamics,
Yeah.
but you still don't get to say that.
But the middle child is so.
Sorry, you don't get to say that. Then neither do you.
Because
Jake,
think
you
about
can
it.
say it.
He's just mad because he
I
knows
don't.
it's right.
I'll take it back. You can say it.
Something about Jared's the middle child. Quick, let's everyone walk out of the room and forget that we left him here.
Oh my god.
And Jared will just face plant on the floor.
Actually, you want to talk about getting left somewhere? I got left in a Chicago mall.
Ooh, which one?
I don't know. I was a baby.
You were a baby?
Yeah.
How old?
So, me being who I am, I could not exactly crawl as a baby. I got set down and somehow managed to get into one of those circular racks. My parents walked away, and some security lady found me. The way my dad tells it, I was apparently charming this woman when he found me.
Now, really quick, on a completely different note. I didn't know James Hong was in this.
Yeah, he is.
He's Mr. Gao.
He does. He's. I was gonna say I love James Hong in this.
I'm
He does.
so-
I love him in everything.
He's a dude with the sword. And
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I just saw his name. I was like, oh, that makes me so happy. He
Hey,
was so good.
two movies about dysfunctional family
He was
Asian
there.
families in
Oh,
2022
yes.
because
Yeah.
everything everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the voices, the voice casting. They acted their hearts out. They were so
And
good.
all the voice actors did such a great job. They really, really connected with their characters.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for a movie about these age kids that I can like that speaks to me because I was such a weird kid.
There is never going to be a movie that speaks to you about a kid that
You
age.
never know that
Unless
oddballs.
you make it. Is that why you watched 8th Grade?
I
like
watched
8th grade, or was that?
I liked it, but I didn't relate to any of it.
Okay.
Because I'm weird.
I loved 8th grade. And
It's a good movie. It's a good movie, and I'm watching. And I like how she is a quieter person, but I still didn't connect to it. Just because
it was too digital, maybe. Like they had too much.
That might be. All I know is most movies made about this age, everyone's loud. I was not loud, or if they're quiet, they don't ever talk. I was right in the it's quiet, but I talk. It's just kind of I'm waiting for that to see that movie. It's like that classic "that's me" type thing, but it's like it's
Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I don't think it's going to be a "that's me" one. It's going to be a
It's like, oh, this.
Just this.
As a person that has a similar personality to you, it is a oh.
Or so, buddy, that's me, isn't it?
Wait, we just watched something that was you.
Yeah, that
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Actually, it's interesting you just mentioned 8th grade. This does give me the similar vibes to 8th grade.
I have not seen 8th grade. So
It's good.
It is really good. And it's
She's
again
much.
about
She's
awkward teenagers.
she's very awkward and she's much quieter, and that's why she doesn't connect to. I don't think she has any friends for most of the movie, right?
No.
It's because she's
that's
too
really
shy.
funny.
Yeah. So, and again, parts of it, but it's like I'm waiting for something to help me. And maybe I'm we all misremember a lot of our childhood anyway. So maybe I'm misremembering, but I do know I was the one when you're in the room, you're in your classroom, everyone's going wild. I'm the one sitting there like this going, we're going to get in trouble.
But at the same time, I know
Finster.
how, like, if I got you started on talking about something like Toby Mac or the Beach Boys, you would go off. And we did have Campfire Kids.
Yeah, those are the first two music artists for me to latch on to.
Wait, what was the first one?
Zulu.
Beach Boys was the first music act I latched onto. Toby Mac was like the first like contemporary one.
I remember Toby Graham.
Oh, we're not going into that.
Wait, did you have a boy band named Toby Crew?
Everyone's talking at once. Shut up!
What did you
We
say?
were talking about me being quiet!
Don't listen to the middle child.
Yeah, no one else in the middle child.
He's used to being talked
Oh,
over.
go crawl in a whatever that thing was.
Go fall in a what?
Don't crawl in that circular rack.
I'm not even sure they make those things anymore.
I'll build one. I'll build one for you.
But there's like a little castle that you could crawl into, and there's like
I love those things. Yeah.
And he was turning red.
I know. Back to the movie. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to.
I would say something about the music, but I don't remember any of
It's
it.
Billie Eilish and Phineas, right? Wrote all the songs
Yes.
for
Yeah, and she talked about how they use a lot of double negatives in boy band stuff.
That's so. I didn't realize that's who wrote it. That's cool.
Billie Eilish.
Oh,
It's Phineas, right? Is that her
Yeah.
brother?
that's one of the things that
Phineas
like just slightly let me down about the movie. So it's so dumb. It's so dumb. When the boy band goes up and sprouts angel wings, I was like, "Oh, hey, look, they're gonna turn into." Oh no, that's just a stage prop. Damn.
Well, you thought they were actually going to turn.
I was gonna thought they were gonna turn into something with wings. I was like, "That's kind of fun." Oh,
All I can think of now is the because it's always 4. Because King of the Hill, the band is 4 and it's Bobby's first concert. And Hank thinks they're like old fashioned because he listens to 20 seconds of one song where they're doing like an a cappella thing, and he goes, "Oh, that's good old fashioned music." And then it breaks out into like they rip their shirts and there's flames, and he goes down there and Bobby is dancing with Kyle. "Hey, Dad, we're dancing," and he's horrified. Oh man, another great show with boy band.
Really
But that might be the only episode where it's like no, not 4 town. Boys for Now. Too many 4s.
I know.
Boys for Now is
All I
isn't
think, and
allowed.
when you say Boys for Now, I just think of the boy band in SpongeBob that was at Pearl's party.
Yeah. Well, there were 3 of them. Though.
Yeah.
Were there 3 of them?
There were 3 in that
And
one.
there-
What were they called?
Weren't there 5 in this though?
Boys Who Cry? Was it?
Yeah, there
Boys
were
Who
4.
Cry?
There were 5. Boys Who Cry.
Yes.
There were 5 in Turning Red, but they were called because that was the
Exactly.
joke. It's
That-
like,
that- yeah, that's- I remember
but
that
there's
one.
5 of them. And
Why
that
are they
actually
called
is
4 Town?
okay. I did chuckle. Like, yeah, that's kind
The
of.
humor was I know I mentioned it before, but this humor is literally right in my alley.
I was gonna say it's your type of humor because it's loud. It's fast paced, and they do weird dancing. That's you.
That's like literally. If I was a girl, this would have been me. Like, oh my god, they nailed it perfectly.
Yeah. But getting back to the music, I really do like the music. Not just like the fun. Obviously, the Four Town music is a lot of fun. I really like it. But I also really love at the end when they do the combined chanting along with the Four Town song. That was probably the best music for me. I really enjoyed the combination.
When they started playing the music too, and with them, that was so good.
Did you ever beatbox with your friends?
Oh yeah.
No.
You didn't? I didn't. Did you, Jake? Nope, this is Dickey's movie.
Where do I come from again?
Cedar, Turkey.
What do you think we did?
I can't say that over these mics.
I'm confused.
Did you hear what I said?
I didn't hear the quiet.
Off comment or something?
No, we'll talk about it after the camera stops roll.
I missed whatever.
Okay.
The Blue Jay was a nice touch at the end. The first time I saw it, when after the whole kaiju fight, a Blue Jay lands outside the stadium, and I go, nice touch.
Is that what that was a reference to? Because I
didn't
saw
even
the
think about
bird and I
that.
wasn't confused as to what. That makes so much
Haven't we been talking about this since the beginning of the
That makes
podcast?
so much sense.
Jared, you may be the little child, but at least you're
The
not
little
the Dickey.
child?
Sorry, the middle child.
He's certainly not the little child. I will say, I also related to May in that she is an only child, and for only children, there's a lot of pressure on them to be perfect and to,
Carry on the family name and whatnot.
Yeah, it doesn't always work well with girls, but,
Well, yes, but this is the 21st century now. Just like, because Dickey, when he gets married to Sam soon, he's going to be Dickey Green.
Yeah,
That would be such a great. That would be so much fun. Would Dickey Green be better or Green Dickey?
Green Dickey.
Green Dickey.
Green
That's
Dickey.
how it would be in the database, though.
Oh.
Because it's like Green, Dickey.
Right, there you go.
Good. Hi, my name's Dickey Green. It sounds like a DCOM main character. I'm Dickey Green.
Dickey,
Dickey Green.
We are gonna need you to change your actual name to Dickey Green now.
It's expensive.
Is it?
I don't know. When Andrea
Have you
changed her
tried?
last.
No, first names are expensive, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think both together might. I don't know how it works, but I think it might be a bit expensive to do both names, because last names has to be cheaper because so many people do it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Yeah.
When I got married. It was not super expensive,
You
but
could-
it was just annoying.
You can give him some tips about changing his name.
Well, you have to go through. You have to do a bunch of paperwork. So yeah.
might
No,
have Sam
Dickey
help
hates
you with that.
paperwork.
Yeah. You got a lot of red tape.
Wait, what day is it?
Because you got to change
Red
on your
tape,
license.
Red Panda.
Turning
Oh.
red.
Are you well read, Dickey?
Am I what?
No.
Are you well read?
No. I was gonna try to say yes, but
He is red.
Well, he's red.
What's the name of the last book you read?
The last book I tried to read that I couldn't get through.
I believe he's going to say To Kill a Mockingbird.
No, it was Dune. The one that I actually read was the
Wait, I got it.
No,
It's gonna be one of those like Magic School Bus picture
No,
books.
it's the HBO show Jonathan Majors.
Lovecraft County?
Thank you, Lovecraft Country.
Country.
Yes.
Did I say county?
You did.
You did.
That'd be an interesting show. You take Lovecraft Country and you put it in a trailer park.
Part of it was. It's a great show. You should watch it. Honestly.
But it was only one season, right?
Yeah.
We have more on anything else on Turning Red.
It's a great movie. I said it before. I'll say it again. This is on my alley. This is kind of humor that I like. It references the time of my life that I can just relate to a lot. 10 out of 10 for me.
I will say when I watched, I didn't cry when I first watched this movie, but I did cry last
cried
week when
everything.
I did cry when I watched it last week, because it was at the Panda Realm scene, and there's times, especially as a teenager, where I not only felt awkward and loud and gross, but also times when I felt like I couldn't keep up with like my mom's idea of what a perfect child should be. Perfect good little Christian girl, or times where we fought with each other, and my mom, for those who don't know, passed away a few years ago, and so that hit me especially hard watching that again. So for this, while I know this movie isn't for a lot of people, or for everybody, I really appreciate this movie and for how it has, how I have connected with it. And I think I appreciate it for the fact that it can connect with so many people.
Well put. I'm waiting for the sequel where Tyler and turns out boys turn into something too, like a giant alligator or something. What should he turn into? We need to pitch this to
T-Rex.
Ooh.
A gorilla.
Big head and little arms.
No, a gorilla seems more apt for a teenage boy.
That's fair.
That's
A baboon, actually.
But we have to have a kaiju fight between a red panda and
So
what?
essentially King Kong and a red panda.
Platypus. I want a giant platypus.
So like Perry the platypus.
Harry the platypus.
A platypus? Harry the platypus!
Also, really quick, I love that Tyler was a fan of Four Town at
That
the
is
end.
really cute.
That was so, like...
And each of them has like a different one that they like have a crush on
Yes.
too. It is interesting because I saw a video that talked about the reasons why each one likes the person that they have. Like they talked about how May likes Robert because he speaks French and she does really well in French class and stuff like that. And that Tyler likes, or he has his favorite is one of the guys because he also plays basketball and stuff like that.
Makes
So
sense. I love that.
yeah, that's cool details.
Any other closing thoughts?
You got mine left?
I'm good.
Good. Alrighty. Well, that was Turning Red, a movie that some of us have softened on, some of us will continue to love. We are just about caught up.
This is insane.
We're turning the page.
This is the last page of the book. This is
So-
the last
It's
page
Andy's
in the book.
favorite movie.
I'm scared. I haven't seen this before.
So almost a year ago on my
yeah, I've
birthday,
seen
I was given the
What
gift
a
of
terrible
Lightyear.
birthday present.
Yeah, of Lightyear. That's next week's movie.
So should we recommend they watch it?
Lightyear.
Yes, please watch it. So then, so you can know our
so you can
pain for
understand
some
the
of it.
suffering. And I've seen it too. And
You've
it's,
seen okay, you've seen it.
It's a movie.
It is a movie.
Hey, it has
It
a
is
robot cat in it. It can't be all bad.
So
I'm
you've
so
not seen it,
scared to
and you've
watch
not
it.
seen it, so I'm the only one who's seen it.
I've seen it.
I mean, yes. I'm saying for next week.
Oh, for next
For
week.
next
You were
week.
said it so quietly, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to be the one to talk to these two about this, and they're like, how did you sit through this already, like 2 times?
Well,
And
I'm
I'd be
glad
like,
I'm not gonna have to be here for
Is it that
that.
long? Wow, that's long.
It's honestly, it feels longer.
It's
It
Andy's
feels-
favorite movie.
Andy's favorite movie.
It feels a lot longer than it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very drab.
But that's next week.
Yeah, turning red.
Dickey, where can they find us?
Yeah, if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, all of the above at Off Slate Media. If you're,
missed.
Almost made it, Jake. If you want to listen to us or all your podcasting and stuff, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, literally any podcasting website.
Anywhere pods are cast.
Yes, cast that hook and catch us on the pods. And and once again, just at
I'm
Off
not
Slate-
enough of a millennial for that one.
Just add Off Slate Media. We have a website, which is pretty cool. But once again, you can listen to us through there. And yeah, so make sure to stay up to date with all the fun stuff we got going on.
Alrighty.
Oh, and YouTube, obviously.
Yeah, I was waiting for
Subscribe,
that.
If you're
like,
watching
ring
us.
our bell.
comment, Ring our bell.
Thus concludes another installment of Dimlits. I thank you again for joining us, Aleta, and giving us your
My
thoughts.
pleasure. My pleasure.
And we'll see you next week for Lightyear. Bye.
Bye bye.
Standing there.
English. I'm cured. Why aren't they mentioned 9/11? It's Canada.
Never not on my
On
mind.
my mind. Oh, my mind. Never mind.
Neymar!
Never not
Never,
on my
never
mind.
my mind. Oh, my mind. My, oh, yeah. Right side.
Well, you see, the last time I touched his head, I broke it.
I can say it.
Don't say it. That's what she said.
Thanks, Dickey. I didn't want to say it. It's just funny. No, this. That's your tea. What is this?
Water.
Is it spittle?
It's something.
Yeah, that much? I'm thirsty for daddy.
Get the zone. AutoZone.
Are you good, dude?
Yeah, I was getting.
You got a little bit. You have a little bit of a.
I know.
I thought
I
you were
didn't.
about ready to go, and
I
then you
didn't-
just went. Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
Can't not say it.
That was great. Oh, that was great.
Little nail face.
I should have said, "Oh, Plumpy."